welcome to the Payday Practice on today's Smart Chiropractor Show. Jason, I'm going to bring both of us up on the screen side by side here. Today, we are going to discuss the Accelerator Training, which is live right now. Docs, if you have not downloaded the Payday Practice book, please do so. That is step number one. We'll put that up on the screen momentarily, thepaydaypractice.com. Join 1,000 plus other docs who have. If you're serious about implementing in your practice the concepts, frameworks, and strategies that you're going to find in the book, we can help you get there faster. That's what the Accelerator Training is all about. We'll dive into some of the details of what you get, but let's talk about why it's important. Jason, why is the Accelerator Training so important for docs getting familiar with the Payday Practice mindset, concepts, and strategies?
You know, the book does a wonderful, masterful job of really kind of talking through, or obviously through writing, but going through the conversation of how to get from where you are to where you want to be, from likely some level of financial stress. Just about every chiropractor I know who has a transactionally based practice, no matter how successful it is, because even as income rises, so too do expenses. And so the key here is that it's once been said, it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. And if you have a transactional practice, then you're going back to zero in collections each and every month. And that is the hardest way to run a practice. So we will walk you through the ideas on how to change and shift or adjust your thinking from one of transactions into one of ongoing relationships. And when people want to have an ongoing relationship with you, that is when they are eligible for your memberships and or subscriptions. Now, many people are going to be able to read the book and go, I got it. I'll work through the worksheets. I'll go through them myself. I have enough experience or business knowledge, or I understand enough about the internet and social media, or I understand enough about subscriptions and recurring revenue to be able to implement these ideas yourself. But the probably overwhelming majority of chiropractors don't yet have that experience. And that's why we put this accelerator training together. It's not just the information. It is figuring out, how do I make the right choices for me and my practice and my future, considering my philosophy and my unique approach and my specialty and the things I want to focus on both now and in the future. That is where it's good to have guides like Jeff and I, the people that wrote the book on the subject, help guide you through the pros and cons, the reasons why certain things have positives and the reasons why they may have some weaknesses. And if you're looking for long-term automatic revenue, then there is a specific pathway and process we recommend in order to achieve that. If you want to know what that is, that's why you want to probably check out the training program, is because over 30 days, you'll get a series of videos that will go into more depth on each of the chapters of the book. We will go through the worksheets together, which is really where the rubber meets the road. What decisions are you going to make for your payday practice, and how are you going to both launch and grow your membership or subscription? If you want to talk it out, if you want the kind of, well, what about if I really want, and those are the questions you want to be asking yourself. Are you just looking to extend your current physical services? Are you looking to have a second source of revenue that is a recurring source of revenue, even if and when you have to close your practice, move from your practice, sell your practice, retire from practice? In the worst case, you get injured or something happens to you. What other sources of revenue do you have to support yourself and your family? That is one of the biggest issues all chiropractors face, unless you come from a trust fund or independently wealthy, or maybe got through the, as they call them, Mercedes 80s, and you invested in real estate or T-bills or other types of investments. You most likely are trying to figure out, how do I stay a chiropractor and yet build financial security for myself now and in the future? The 30-day Accelerator Training Program is your best option to get going and get going quickly so that you make the right decision. And that's one of the biggest issues here, and I think the most value to answer your question. Why do it? Because mistakes are expensive. And maybe we won't even call them mistakes, but not making the best decision you can might be expensive for you, because if you don't know the territory, if you don't know your outcome and your goal, and you don't know sort of the ins and outs of the area you are going through, you might want to have a guide help you to make sure you're making the right long-term best decision for you, your family, and your practice. You can do it. We can help. Jeff, I know we've recorded this already. The feedback has been terrific. We feel great about it, which is not easy for us to do. We're so hard on, both of us are so hard on ourselves. Our standards are high enough that we go, this better be great. And in this case, I really do believe it is.
I absolutely agree. And what I'm going to do for the docs listening and watching, I'm going to share my screen, Jason, and we're going to take a peek through the Accelerator Training sign up page really quick. Doc, so if you want to head over there, you can see the smartchiropractor.com/the Payday Practice/training will get you there. That's the screen that you see on your screen right now, and you can scroll on down. I want to hit a few of the high points so docs know exactly how we're going to help walk them through the process. So you can see here in the Accelerator Training, which is over a dozen videos, we're going to help you set your vision and goals. We are going to talk about the options that you have, as Jason discussed. There you have a couple different options on how you can implement the Payday Practice concept in your practice. We want to help you define what's your dream. We want to help you build that health tribe, define what your offer is, and then get towards launch and sell. Those are really the 4 pillars that we're going to walk you through. And Jason, as I'm going to scroll through here, I'd love if you just want to describe for a moment or two here, when we talk about really, setting that vision, what's your dream? Why does that matter? And then I'm going to ask you one more follow-up on that, just to briefly describe the 2 steps. When we talk about the 2 steps towards having a payday practice, what are they? And I'm going to scroll through a little bit while you discuss that. Then I'll hop back in for some of the specific deliverables.
It's such it's a great question. It's a critical question for hopefully all of you to ask. I'm going to make a few assumptions here, and we know what happens when we do that, but stay with me. The idea is that you most likely had a vision or a dream when you decided to become a chiropractor. And most likely it wasn't because it was the best paying career on the planet, because it's not the best paying career on the planet. So I'm going to go with the assumption that you didn't become a chiropractor specifically and exclusively because you thought it was the best, most profitable way to make money. I'm going to go on the assumption that you did it because there's something about the chiropractic way of thinking and or something about the way in which you practice that you found inspiring, interesting. Somewhere, somehow, at some point, you made the decision to go to chiropractic school because you had a vision in your mind of what type of chiropractor you wanted to be and what type of chiropractic care you wanted to provide and what kind of chiropractic practice you wanted to build, own, and operate. You most likely started off with a dream or a vision. That's why we start off with, what's your dream? Let's get back to the motivating reason and factor that you made this decision to do this all together. And let's start there. And if you're like me, and I'll dare say like many chiropractors in our profession, you've unfortunately allowed the business, the need to make money, to hijack or steal your dream. So we're going to go back to basics and start with the most important part of all of this, which is, why did you do this to begin with? If you didn't need the money and you could practice any way you want because you could afford to do it, if you had that freedom, what would it look like then? And let's start with the end in mind, because you want to reverse engineer the type of practice you most want to be in for the long term. That's the main motivating factor and why we start with what's your dream. When it gets to the 2 steps, again, keeping it super simple so you understand the framework and you go, well, that's simple. That makes sense to me. I should be doing this. Then the 2-step process to think about is step 1, building your health tribe. That's what we refer to as your digital following, your audience, the people who are most likely on your email list, which you may go, what email list? The people you've taken care of previously in your practice, who most likely have email addresses somewhere in your EHR system that you should be connecting and communicating with on an ongoing basis. Now, I didn't say you should be advertising to them regularly. I didn't say you should be selling them regularly. I didn't say you should be spamming them regularly. I'm saying you should stay connected and communicate with them regularly. And as you know, if you don't already, in the book, you'll see it over and over and over again that our philosophy is to teach and invite consistently. And many chiropractors have stopped right there because they go, well, why would I put in all this time, all this energy, all this effort to teach people on the internet when there's only so many people on the internet that live near my practice? Why would I put that effort, energy, time, invest all of that into doing that, to teaching people around the world or across the United States? And that's where step 2 comes in. That's the answer to the question. Because when you have a membership and or subscription program, meaning even if they can't make it into your physical practice, when you also have the ability for people to learn from you, a knowledge membership, whether that's one-on-one, whether that's part of a group, whether that's live, whether that's pre-recorded, whether it is online or actual physical event. There are so many ways you can offer people access and knowledge packaged in a membership or subscription format. That is one of the many ways that you can be inviting the people you teach online who may not live local to continue to work with you and start paying you. And if you follow our recommendations, they'll be paying you monthly, which is where you start receiving monthly recurring revenue. So step 1, build your audience, build your Healthtribe. That's your email list from the people that have been in to see you. And it's the people on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever other social channels you enjoy that you want to teach consistently, then that is your Healthtribe, the number of people you can communicate with on a regular basis for free, who in fact want to hear from you because you offer value, not because you offer deep discounts only. That's the distinction. So if you know what your dream is, then you know who the people are that fit within your dream. When you know the type of practice, the type of technique, the type of chiropractor, the things you most are interested in teaching, you're passionate about it, you enjoy doing it. This should be a joy to do, and that's the point. If you don't feel joy in your practice, it's probably because you've started to need to do it for the money. Well, there's a solution for that. You can get back to the joy of loving what you do because the money is handled. That's the formula. Build your tribe and then invite them to some sort of ongoing relationship with you. Either, again, physical services in your practice. We refer to that as a proactive membership. Knowledge services and access to learn more and connect more with you. And the third type of option are what we refer to as subscribe and save supplements for those products that roughly 80% of the people in your practice are already buying, already spending money on, probably buying the lower quality, inferior products of the things that you would think of as your favorite. What's your daily supplement recommendations, whether it's a multivitamin, a green, whatever it may be, essential fatty acids, whatever it is, you have favorite things that your audience wants to know from you. That's part of being a doctor. Doctor means teacher. People come to you not just to be quiet, lay down, and let you adjust them, but they ask all these questions. We are at our best when we're answering those questions, oftentimes proactively as well, and then leading them to the best, your favorite recommended options, whether they're people, places, products, or causes that you often recommend. And if you want to start generating monthly recurring revenue doing it, then we recommend you use our Smart Care store system and recommend either our Basis Health Everybody Everyday supplements or any of the 10,000 different products that are available in our store system currently right now. So what's your dream? Build an audience, give them something that they can subscribe to or join so that they can keep getting results, keep getting access, and you can build your payday practice, which again we define as generating the monthly recurring revenue you need to cover your monthly recurring expenses so you can practice with financial freedom.
Indeed. Well said, Jason. I'm going to click over share screen and touch on some of the deliverables before we wrap today's show. And docs, everything that Jason said, please take it to heart. Really consider when you are able to build monthly recurring revenue in and around your practice, it creates a tremendous amount of freedom, financial freedom. It could decrease your stress. Your business is just so much more stable. You get less of those ups and downs. But when you sign up for the Accelerator training, I want to highlight exactly what you will gain access to. You can see the URL up on the screen, smartchiropractor.com/thepaydaypractice/training. You will receive the Accelerator training. That is over a dozen videos that walk you through the entire process. Those videos also include worksheet videos. So you'll notice in the book, after every section is a worksheet. Those worksheets are your action items. They're what put the concepts into strategy. That's where the rubber meets the road. So we're going to walk you through exactly how we can consider building out those worksheets step by step, in addition to over a dozen modules. You'll also have access to a Smart Care store. That is hassle-free e-commerce, over 10,000 SKUs. It is where it's at. I mean, this is the future of where things are going. You're going to have access to your own personalized store. You get to curate your own products out of those 10,000. Money's deposited each and every night. Compliance is taken care of, drop shipped directly to your clients. And I think there's a little bit of a spoiler alert, but if you have a Smart Care store, we're also going to allow some wholesaling as well. So more news on that to come. But you're going to have access to a Smart Care store. You're going to have our e-commerce marketing kit. You can see some of the deliverables there. I'll hit them super quickly. Wellness surveys, scripting, social posts, email templates, social media guides, health trackers, tax sheets, and frequently asked questions, all part of that e-com marketing kit, as well as a proactive in-person physical services marketing kit as well. That's going to include the how-to guide, the email templates, the wellness surveys, the scripting, the text scripts, promotional flyers, social posts, video scripts, and much more. As we break out the deliverables in the Accelerator training, the value on that is just about $4,400. So $4,385. You're going to see all of these available within the store system on the Smart Chiropractor very soon. That's what it's going to come out to be. However, people who are really excited about getting involved, we want to work with you. So we're happy to hook you up with Supreme Deal. $499 will get you access to everything I just listed. That's going to be the training, the store, your own store, the marketing kits, and much more. Now that price is not going to last. We are discontinuing that price very, very soon, probably this week. So you will notice that change. However, if you are an early adopter, we want to reward people who are willing to take action. So we will hook you up with a Supreme Deal, as you can see, $4,400 basically worth of information, knowledge that can change your life. It's not about the price, it's about the investment in the transformation that will happen based upon what you learn and based upon the action that you take. Jason said it, I'll reiterate it. All the knowledge is in the book, but I know I have a lot of books, and I can guarantee you probably have a lot of books as well that have a bunch of great knowledge that maybe hasn't been put into action. That little bit of extra accountability, that little push, that little bit of tactical advice can go a long way. You're going to get a lot more than a little bit, because you're going to get everything you need, including the technology, including the marketing, including all of the videos to help guide that process to make it as easy as possible for you to implement and get trucking in 30 days. That is really our goal with the Accelerator program. So that's why it's called the Accelerator program. It's because we want you to be able to take action quickly and make decisions that lead to the results you desire. Jason, I'm going to go off screen share here. Let's get that out of the way. I'll bring us back up on the screen here. So both of us are here and we are there. So docs, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. If you've downloaded the book, thank you so much for doing so. The feedback has been awesome. If you haven't downloaded the book, do that first. Paydaypractice.com. You can download a free copy of the book. We're gifting it to everybody in our ecosystem, everybody listening and watching. That's our thank you to you. Thanks for paying attention. We're happy to hook you up with the knowledge. You'll see it on Amazon soon. If you'd love to take that knowledge and put it into action in your practice, there is no better way than the Accelerator training. You get access to that at thesmartchiropractor.com/ the Payday Practice /training. We'll get an easier link, but that's the place to start. And if you are wanting to take action, you're not going to let that long link distract you from it. So thesmartchiropractor.com /the Payday Practice /training. That'll get you into the accelerator. That'll get you everything you need to get up and rolling at a supreme discount that you will never see again. Jason, this has been another awesome show. We appreciate each and every doc tuning in and listening each and every week and the feedback that we're getting. And I'll repeat, if you are checking this out on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. It helps us know that you're out there, and it helps keep you informed with every single segment that's produced. And if you're checking this out on social media, enabling that notification is a big deal. It helps keep you abreast every time we hop online and each and every time we release a segment. So if you don't want to miss anything in the future, curating your feed is what it's all about. Notifications makes it easy. Jason, closing thoughts on today's show.
Closing thoughts are, let's do it. There's very few chiropractors that are not going through some sort of chronic financial stress, and there's just no reason for it. You're not at your best as a person, as an individual. You don't like yourself the most when you're under stress. So your family doesn't love you the most when you're under stress. You're just not the best version of yourself as when you do have your finances handled. And that's the whole motivation behind this. This is not a money scheme, a make money thing. This is, let's handle the finances so that you can be the chiropractor you really want to be. You can be the person, the parent, the brother, the sister, the mom or dad, the son or daughter. You can be the best version of yourself. Nobody I know is at their best when they're under financial stress unless they love the stress and need that stress to work and motivate themselves even harder. It's the only time that you create an artificial struggle in order to motivate yourself to work harder. That's not what we're talking about. Most chiropractors, it's the chronic part that's the problem. If you use it to get where you want to go and then you're financially free, wonderful. But if you don't understand the difference between transactional money and recurring revenue, that is a magical understanding that will change your life forever. One last suggestion. Get an accountability partner. Find somebody to do this with. Make it fun. Make it a partnership. Make it a team effort. Whether it's somebody locally in your community or a chiropractor you went to school with or somebody that you know, do it with someone to help hold you accountable and to help you get the best results. Have a nice little friendly competition with each other. We push each other to be at our best, and that's the spirit of why you want to do this. Again, momentum matters, so you can sort of say, well, let me see what happens, and let me see if others can do it, and let me see. Forgive me, those are excuses. If you know that financial stress is an issue, there's nothing to figure out. Recurring revenue is a solution. It's just simple math physics. Generate recurring revenue to cover your recurring expenses. Nothing philosophical about it. That's just simply numbers. The question is, how are you going to do it? What choices are you going to make? And if you tend to get paralysis by analysis, wondering, should I, shouldn't I, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, then work with us so we can help you make those decisions, start taking action, get yourself an accountability partner, do it together, and both of you in the months and years to come will be very glad that today was the day you made the decision to have a better future, to take care of yourself and your family at a higher level than you have in the past, because you're doing something that makes, I want to say perfect sense. I guess I mean perfect dollars. You know what I mean. It's just time to take some action. This is a wonderful opportunity. Jeff, myself, and our team have invested years of our time and an ungodly sum of money putting all of this together, the book, the training, the e-commerce store, the supplements, the marketing materials, the ongoing access to keep helping you keep getting results. And we really want you to join us and take advantage of it. So, Jeff, those are my closing thoughts for today. I invite everybody to join us. We want to help you.
I could not agree more. First step is check out the Payday Practice. Second step is head over to the Accelerator Training And thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for being a chiropractor. Be sure to enable those notifications, subscribe, and check out the Interviews podcast. Is there a lot of content going out? Yes, because that's what we believe in, teaching and inviting consistently. So on behalf of Jason, myself, this awesome backlight I have going on, and our entire team, we hope you have an awesome week, and we will see you next week for another Smart Chiropractor show. Have an awesome week. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching this video on the Smart Chiropractor. To not miss a single thing that's clinically oriented, marketing oriented, or more, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel today.